You ever look around your home and think, why does everything look great but feel like it's working against me? Because here's the secret. No one's putting in the design magazines. Some of the trendiest decorating choices are an absolute nightmare once you've passed your no more nonsense phase of life. I'm talking about decor that looks fabulous in photos, but turns your real-life living room into an obstacle course, and no one's warning us. Not the designers, not the influencers, and definitely not that overly chipper guy on the home makeover shows. But don't worry, that's why I'm here. I've made these mistakes myself. Fell for the fancy finishes, the glossy catalogs, the Pinterest boards with rooms clearly not meant for actual living. And I'm telling you now, some of these decorating decisions might be costing you more than comfort. They're costing you time, energy, and maybe even a few ibuprofen a week. So before you buy one more accent piece or designer throw pillow, let me show you the biggest decorating mistakes seniors make and why skipping them will save you a world of stress. Let's start with the one that looks expensive, but moves like a trapdoor when you try to stand up. Mistake number 1, low furniture that looks minimalist. I remember the exact day I bought that sleek, ultra-modern couch. You know the kind, low to the ground, no arms, firm enough to impress a chiropractor. It looked like it belonged in a design museum. I thought, look at me, I'm chic, I'm stylish. I'm practically an architectural digest. 3 days later, I sat down to watch TV and couldn't get back up without making noises only whales understand. That low-profile design? It was more like a trap set by a furniture sadist. I'd sink in with ease, then spend a solid minute rocking back and forth just to get some momentum, and forget grace. I looked like a turtle trying to roll itself upright. Here's the thing. Low-slung furniture might look fashionable, but it's a mobility menace, especially if you've got creaky knees, a temperamental back, or just prefer not launching yourself out of your own seat like a catapult. It's not just about comfort, it's about your joints, your balance, and your energy. Every time you struggle to stand, your body pays for it later. And don't even get me started on how hard it is to vacuum under those things. So do yourself a favor, go for seating with a good height, supportive arms, and cushions that don't swallow you whole. Style is great, but being able to stand up, without calling for backup, even better. And just when you think that couch was the only trap in your living room, wait till you hear about what's under your feet. Mistake number 2, rugs that trip you up, literally and emotionally. So picture this. I'm walking through my living room, coffee in hand, feeling like a grown-up version of a lifestyle commercial. Sunlight streaming in, jazz playing softly. Robe flowing, I'm thriving. Then I hit it, the rug, that innocent-looking, textured, artisanal area rug I bought to tie the room together. It didn't just tie the room, it tied me to the floor. My toe caught the corner, my coffee went flying, and my hip landed somewhere near disappointment and regret. Now look, I get it. Rugs add warmth, style, a little character to a room. But if that rug isn't secured tighter than a drum, it's a hazard in disguise. All it takes is one slightly curled corner, one bad step, and suddenly you're the star of a slow-motion home disaster. Even the plush ones with high piles and shaggy textures can cause problems. Sure, they feel soft underfoot, until your walker gets stuck in them or your vacuum decides to eat them alive. Those stylish fringes and tassels, pure evil. They're like little fingers reaching out to grab your socks. And here's the part that really gets me. No one warns you. Everyone's too busy talking about layered textiles and boho chic to mention that your new rug might be plotting your downfall. So if you've got rugs in your home, make sure they're flat, grippy, and absolutely not trying to kill you. Better yet, consider going rug-free in high-traffic areas. Your joints and your coffee will thank you. But if you think rugs are risky, wait until you hear what happens when your home starts reflecting light like a diamond showroom. Mistake number 3. Glossy surfaces that attract every fingerprint in the tri-state area. You ever walk into a model home and think, wow, this place sparkles. Everything's glass, chrome, lacquered, polished to the point you can see your pores from 10 feet away. It looks stunning, magazine-worthy, like it was designed by someone who's never eaten toast or touched a doorknob. I remember the year I gave in to that ultra-modern trend, bought a glass coffee table, high-gloss kitchen cabinets, and a chrome-legged dining set. I was feeling fancy, sophisticated, like my house should come with its own cleaning crew named something like Prestige Home Spa. Within 48 hours, my dream decor turned into a fingerprint festival. You could see everything. Every smudge, smear, sneeze, or shadow. And if you think grandkids with sticky fingers are the only culprits, ha! I could have sworn my own hands were clean, but those glossy surfaces said otherwise. They tell on you like a tattletale in Sunday school. And the maintenance, don't get me started. Glass tabletops need daily wiping if you want them to look halfway decent. High-shine kitchen cabinets. They show grease like it's a badge of shame. And chrome. Oh, chrome, it's like a mirror with commitment issues. Always streaky, never clean for long. I found myself polishing furniture more than enjoying it. I didn't redecorate my home just to turn it into a full-time job. Here's the truth, a little shine goes a long way. But if every surface in your home reflects light like a Las Vegas showgirl, it's time to rethink. Matte finishes, soft wood grains, and textured surfaces hide the mess and still look gorgeous. And trust me, nothing says I've got my life together. Quite like a home that doesn't scream "clean me" every time the sun hits the countertop. And if you think high-gloss surfaces are high maintenance, wait till we talk about the trend that turns your kitchen into a cluttered boutique. Mistake number 4. Open shelving that turns into a full-time performance piece. You know the look. Those beautiful kitchens with long, clean, open shelves. Everything perfectly placed. Mason jars, white dishes, maybe a little succulent for that. I totally have my life together vibe. I fell for it. Oh yes, I did. I tore out my upper cabinets, installed beautiful floating shelves and thought, wow, now my kitchen looks like it belongs in a cozy cooking show. What I didn't realize is that I had just agreed to a lifelong audition for Best Supporting Role in Dish Display. Because here's what no one tells you about open shelving. It never rests. You can't just toss things behind a cabinet door anymore. Nope. Every dish, cup, and spice jar is now on stage. Everything needs to be lined up like a pottery exhibit. And heaven help you if you're in a rush and put the blue mug next to the white bowls. The shelf will taunt you until you fix it. And the dust? Oh, the dust. It's relentless. Every week, I was washing dishes I hadn't even used, just because they were sitting out collecting fuzz like a magnet. My cinnamon ended up with a little seasoning of its own. Plus, unless you've got matching dishware that looks like it came from a catalog, the whole thing just ends up looking messy, which defeats the entire purpose of trying to look chic in the first place. And don't get me wrong, if you've got the time, energy, and a strong affection for alphabetizing your tea collection, then by all means, float those shelves. But for the rest of us, give me a cabinet door I can close and pretend everything's fine behind it, because when I want to impress people, I'll bake a pie. I don't need my shelves staging a Broadway show every time someone walks in. And as wild as it sounds, those open shelves have a cousin, even more dramatic, even harder to clean. It's called statement lighting, and it's coming for your ceiling next. Mistake number 5. Statement lighting that's all sparkle and no sense. Now don't get me wrong, I love a good chandelier. Nothing says I've made it like crystals dangling from the ceiling, like you're one cocktail away from hosting the Oscars. So when I redid my dining room, I splurged on this massive modern light fixture. It had glass globes, matte gold arms, and a name that sounded like it came from a French art exhibit. The thing was practically floating over my table like a glowing spaceship. It was stunning. For about 5 minutes, then reality set in. Let me tell you, that gorgeous fixture was a dust magnet with a superiority complex. Each bulb, impossible to reach. Each arm, covered in a fine layer of mystery particles. And those glass shades. They might as well have come with their own microfiber cleaning crew. I had to drag out the stepladder just to clean the thing. Which, by the way, is a fun little balancing act when you're trying not to break a hip or a $400 light bulb. At one point, I was seriously considering wearing goggles and hiring a teenager just to wipe the thing down once a month. And don't even get me started on the light it gave off. Either it was blindingly bright like a surgery room, or so dim I couldn't see my dinner. No happy medium, just extreme moods. Here's the lesson. Beautiful lighting is great, but only if it works for you. Not just your eyes, but your reach, your energy, and your time. Look for fixtures that are easy to clean, provide soft, adjustable lighting, and don't require a gymnastics routine just to change a bulb. Because lighting should make your home feel warm and inviting. Not like you need a degree in engineering and a feather duster on a pole just to maintain it. And while we're looking up, can we talk about another design upgrade that loves to make everything harder, especially in the kitchen? 2 words: open concept. And no, it's not as innocent as it sounds. Mistake number 6. Open concept layouts that give you nowhere to hide. Oh, the dream. The open concept living space. Kitchen flowing into dining, flowing into living room. No walls, just freedom, light, and the ability to shout, "What's for dinner?" from 30 feet away. It sounds amazing until you actually live in it. Now, don't get me wrong, open layouts can feel airy and modern and for entertaining. Sure, they've got flair. But once the guests are gone and it's just you, your house, and a pot of spaghetti sauce bubbling away, suddenly that open space feels a whole lot less glamorous. Because here's what no one tells you. There's nowhere to hide the mess. You cook dinner. The dishes are now part of your living room aesthetic. Want to relax and watch TV? Enjoy it with a side view of the recycling bin and a reminder that you forgot to wipe the counters. And sound. Don't even get me started. Every clink of a fork, every beep of the microwave, every commercial from the television echoes through that giant space like you're in an indoor amphitheater. So unless your hearing is set to muffled and selective, good luck finding peace and quiet. Plus, open concept means open heating, open cooling, which means your energy bills are working overtime trying to make all that square footage feel comfortable. Now, I'm not saying knock down your walls and build a panic room, but having some separation, like a cozy nook, a partial wall, or even a nice sliding barn door, can give you back a little privacy, a little sanity, and a whole lot less visual stress. Because sometimes it's nice to not look at your kitchen from the couch. And speaking of kitchens, you know what else got trendy and wildly impractical? White. Mistake number 7. All white kitchens that only stay white on Instagram. You ever walk into someone's brand new kitchen and it's just white? White cabinets, white counters, white backsplash, white floor. It's like stepping into a snow globe hosted by Martha Stewart, and sure, it's beautiful for about 2 minutes. But the moment you make toast, that sparkling white wonderland turns into a crime scene. I made the mistake once. Redid my kitchen in all white because, well, it looked fresh and timeless and other fancy words decorators throw around. Within a week, I was cleaning more than cooking. Tomato sauce, disaster. Coffee splatter, permanent art. A single crumb, it glowed like a neon sign on the countertop. White cabinets show everything. Every fingerprint, every smudge, every time. Someone touched the drawer with even slightly damp hands. And don't get me started on white tile grout. You blink and it turns beige. Blink again, it's a different color entirely. And listen, if you love cleaning and find wiping down your cabinets meditative, hey, live your truth. But if you'd rather spend your afternoons enjoying life, not scrubbing behind the toaster, then maybe don't design your kitchen like it's an operating room. There are gorgeous, low-maintenance alternatives. Soft wood tones, warm grays, creamy neutrals that hide a little mess and still look classy. Your kitchen can look bright without being blindingly unforgiving, because here's a little truth they won't put in the design magazines. White kitchens aren't clean. They just demand to be cleaned, constantly. And if you think the color white is high maintenance, just wait until we talk about the furniture trend that literally sucks up dust. Let's roll into mistake number 8, and trust me, your vacuum already hates this one. Mistake number 8. Upholstered headboards and fabric furniture that eat dust for breakfast. So picture this, you walk into a bedroom and the bed has this big, beautiful, tufted headboard. Maybe it's velvet, maybe it's linen, maybe it's got those cute little buttons you can never tell if you're supposed to lean on or just admire from a safe distance. It looks like luxury. A soft, elegant statement piece. And it is, until about 3 weeks in, when it turns into a lint trap with legs. I had one. A gorgeous slate blue upholstered headboard I was convinced would make my bedroom feel like a 5-star spa. What it actually did, attract every speck of dust, pet hair, and mystery fuzz in a 5-mile radius. It didn't collect dust. It devoured I was vacuuming my furniture more than my floors. And it's not just headboards. Fabric-covered dining chairs, poofy ottomans, velvet accent benches. They all look fabulous until you brush your hand over them and realize they've got their own ecosystem. And don't get me started on spills. One drop of coffee on that headboard, and suddenly it's a permanent part of your bedroom's design history. Ever try to spot clean a headboard? It's like dabbing a sponge on a sponge and hoping for a miracle. Now listen, I'm not saying go full plastic cover on the couch mode like your Aunt Edna. But if you want your furniture to look clean without being your full-time job, consider faux leather, performance fabrics, or even classic wood. You wipe it once and boom, done. Because at a certain point I'd rather rest my head on the bed than wrestle with it every week. And if you think furniture can be fussy, wait till we take a stroll down the hallway and talk about a design choice that makes every step feel like a chore. Mistake number 9. Hard flooring with no give and all the wrong rugs. Now don't get me wrong, carpet had its flaws. Remember shag carpet? That stuff was basically indoor grass, but at least it was soft. These days, everyone's ripping it out and replacing it with trendy hardwood, laminate or tile that looks stunning and feels like walking on concrete with a vendetta. I made the switch, got myself that driftwood grey vinyl plank flooring everyone on HGTV swore by. Looked amazing, easy to clean, allegedly. But let me tell you, after a full day of walking, standing and pacing around on those hard, unforgiving floors, my knees were crying. My hips were filing complaints. My feet, they threatened to quit entirely, and the rugs I tried to add for comfort, too small, too thin, too slippery. I had one rug that skated across the floor like it was auditioning for the Olympics. I was more focused on not falling than actually enjoying my beautiful home. And don't even get me started on cleaning them. Between the crumbs, the curling edges, and the vacuum constantly trying to eat the corners, I was ready to rip everything up and move into a padded room. But here's the fix. If you've got hard flooring, and most of us do now, layer it smart. Look for anti-fatigue mats in high-traffic areas like the kitchen or bathroom. Choose large area rugs with solid grip backing so they stay put. And for the love of mobility, skip those paper-thin runners that bunch up like an old pair of socks. You deserve flooring that supports you, literally. Not floors that make you feel like you've just walked across an airport runway barefoot. And if you think the floor's working against you, just wait until you see what's hanging on your walls. Mistake number 10 is big, bold, and secretly exhausting. Let's go. Mistake number 10. Busy walls that make your brain feel like a browser with 37 open tabs. We've all seen them. Those walls covered in art, quotes, clocks, mirrors, plates, more quotes, family photos, vintage signs that say things like, live, laugh, love. Even though you haven't laughed since you tried to hang them straight. I did it once. Thought I was being clever, mixing frames, adding a little flair, creating a story wall. I ended up creating anxiety. Every time I walked by, I felt like I was being watched by a committee of motivational phrases and second cousins. Gallery walls seem fun in theory, but in practice, they're visual clutter. And when you're trying to relax in your own home, the last thing you want is to feel like your walls are screaming for attention. Plus, let's talk about cleaning. Dusting a dozen frames? Nightmare. Trying to keep them all straight? Forget it. One strong breeze or a door slam, and suddenly your whole carefully curated aesthetic looks like a crooked garage sale. And here's the kicker. You don't need 47 things on a wall to make it beautiful. One large piece of art. A calming photo. A mirror with purpose. These things can create just as much impact without turning your hallway into a scavenger hunt. Because you know what's better than walls that tell a story. Walls that let you breathe. And speaking of things that look cute but do nothing for your sanity, wait until we talk about decorative clutter, the stuff that fills your shelves, your surfaces, and your time with dusting. Mistake number 11. Too many tchotchkes, trinkets, and decorative clutter. Now listen, I love a good memento. A little ceramic cat from your trip to Italy in '89, adorable. A photo frame of your grandkids with macaroni glued to it, a treasure. But when every flat surface in your house starts looking like a yard sale waiting for customers, we've got a problem. I didn't even notice it happening at first. One cute figurine here, a scented candle there. Next thing I knew, my bookshelves were full. My coffee table looked like a museum exhibit, and I needed a GPS just to find my reading glasses under all the inspiration stones and seasonal gnomes. And here's the sneaky part. It doesn't feel like clutter when it's sentimental. But emotionally attached or not, every little item is one more thing to dust, organize, shift, or knock over while reaching for the remote. One time, I spent 45 minutes dusting my curated entryway table. 45. That's not a design feature. That's a part-time job with no benefits. Now, I'm not saying toss everything and live like a monk. Keep the things that matter. But choose a few standout pieces and give them room to breathe. Your space should feel peaceful, not like it's whispering, "Clean me," every time you walk by. Less stuff, less stress, more time for the things you actually want to do. Like napping, or baking, or watching your favorite show without knocking over a crystal duck. Mistake number 12. Trendy home gadgets that promise ease and deliver headaches. Ah yes, the gadgets, the gizmos. The little techie wonders that swear they'll simplify your life. Auto-sensing trash cans, smart faucets, voice-activated light bulbs, robotic vacuums that map your house, spy on your dog, and still miss every single crumb under the kitchen table. I once bought a motion sensor soap dispenser. Thought I was being clever, hands-free, hygienic, modern. What I didn't realize was that the thing had a hair trigger. I'd walk by and whoosh, splat of soap on my pants. Twice. Then there was the smart light system I installed. It was great until I lost the app login. After that, I had a very expensive nightlight I could only turn on by yelling at it like a lunatic. Look, I'm all for convenience, but some of these high-tech gadgets are more drama than they're worth, especially if they come with setup instructions longer than a novel and updates that randomly reset everything you just figured out. Sometimes simple is smart. A good old-fashioned light switch, reliable. A manual recliner, beautiful. A trash. Can you open with your foot instead of waiting for it to scan your aura? Bliss? Because your home should work for you, not the other way around. So here's the truth, my friend. Just because something's trendy doesn't mean it belongs in your house. Style is lovely, but comfort, safety, and sanity. Now that's timeless. Your home should feel like a soft exhale, not a to-do list with throw pillows. And if you found yourself nodding, laughing, or quietly side-eyeing your own open shelving, go ahead and tap that like button. It helps this little channel grow, and it tells me you want more content that actually speaks your language. Drop a comment and tell me, what's the one decorating decision you regret most? Or better yet, what trend do you secretly love but know is a cleaning nightmare? And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next episode of no-nonsense, totally age-wise advice. Served warm, witty, and a little sassy, just how we like it. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep your rugs flat, your shelves calm, and your furniture easy to rise from. Because, darling, you've earned a home that loves you back.